frozen hurdle for years to come. They're going to jump over you like, oh, 10K, wet bum boy. There you go. Just other little thoughts, like, oh, maybe Mocha is a good name for coffee for a coffee. Actually, Mocha's a pretty cute name. Maybe if I have a baby, I'll call it Mocha. Although if I have a baby with a black woman, is that racist? Just other little thoughts. And then finally, I see the finish line coming. I'm mentally and physically exhausted. I'm crying, but I'm like, what is death? I think I'm coming last. Wait, 2 people are dead. I think I'm coming third last. And I reckon I've done over 8, maybe 9 hours. I cross the finish line. One of the guys from the camp comes up and he puts a medal around my neck, right? And I said, did I come last? He goes, what? I said, did I come last? He goes, no, you didn't come last. I said, how long did I do? He said, Tommy, you did 5 hours and 18 minutes. You've come 12th. Congratulations. Thank you. That makes me feel really bad about the thing that said next, because he said, congratulations. I said, yeah, who's the new bitch now, huh? He's like, what? I'm like, sorry, sir, that was not about you. It was not about you. But I was confused. I was like, what do you mean? How did I come? No, I can't. A Belgian lapped me. And he goes, yeah, Belgium lapped everybody. Won by a mile. I said, won? No. Sri Lanka won. I saw him cooling down, walking on the track. He goes, no. Sri Lanka's walking. I said, sorry? He goes, Sri Lanka is walking. He's walking bits of the way out there. I said, you mean the first Sri Lankan ever to run a marathon on all 7 continents is fucking walking? And he starts laughing and he goes, not a good look, is it? I'm like, hang on, I heard 2 snowmobiles go off. Are 2 people dead? He goes, 2 people dead? Tommy, no, 2 people are not dead. And I said, well, what were they? He goes, well, one of them was one of the Chinese blokes. He got to the first aid station, 5 kilometres in. He decided it was too hard, radioed to us. We went, picked him up on the snowmobile. He's actually sat over there just smoking durries for the rest of the day, watching the rest of you idiots run around in a circle. He's had a great time. And I said, can you do that? And he goes, when you own the race, yeah. I said, sorry? He goes, I think he's one of the blokes that bought the race. They bought the race last year, and he came in, he just wanted to see what it was like. So I just ran, and after 5Ks, he was like, shit, this is hard. And got a skidoo back, took him over an hour, got a skidoo back, and now he's just sat there smoking durries, watching the rest of you idiots. Right, man? And I went, hang on, he's wearing a medal. And he goes, yeah, he owns the race. And I laughed again. He goes, like I said, if you think that's good, not only did we give him a medal, we made him the winner of the 5K event. Then I said, what about the second snowmobile? It was then that his body language kind of dropped a bit. I said, it's our American friend, isn't it? He said, it is. I said, is she okay? He goes, she's over in the mess tent. You can go see her if you want. I said, yep. And as I was walking over the mess tent, I started thinking about the last few days that we'd spent together. A lot of that time I'd spent with my American friend. We would play a game called cornholing, where you throw a beanbag into a bowl at the other person's feet. She'd give me a ring at first. I'd tap it on the bowl, and just by using the sound, she'd be able to throw the beanbag into the bowl. During that time, we didn't have our phones. So we'd chat to each other, we'd ruminate on life. It was like friendship supercharged. So even though it was just over a short amount of time, I became very close to this woman. I still message her once, twice a week to this day. And so as I'm walking over, I'm thinking about all this, and I walk into the tent, and I see her, and she's sitting there with her leg up. And she's got dark glasses on, and I crouch down beside her. I said, hey. And she turns to me, and she grabs my face in what is an all too familiar feeling. And she said, Tommy? I said, yeah. I said, are you okay? She said, no. I said, what happened? She said, I hit an uneven patch of snow, and they're not sure, but they think I might have torn my hamstring off my bone. And I said, yeah, but are you okay? And she goes, I don't know how much more I can spell it out for you. I said, no, I understand that physically you're not well, but are you okay? She said, no. I've thought about this race for 3 years. It's all I focused on. All I wanted to do was to get here and finish this run. To get this close, to come this far, and to have something like this happen, it's absolutely shattering. am I okay? No, I'm not. A tear rolled down from behind her glasses. I tried to stop mine doing exactly the same thing. And I thought of the only thing that I could say at the time to make the situation better. And I said, you know what? This whole thing is stupid and you're giving it a go, and that is what life is about. And she started to smile, and I was already off. I was like, this whole thing is stupid, and you're giving it a go, and that's what life is about, and that's great. And she started to laugh. I said, this whole thing is stupid. You got a Chinese bloke sitting at the front smoking durries, watching the rest of us run around like idiots. And I said, Sri Lanka is out there fucking walking. She goes, Sri Lanka's fucking walking. That night, I did a stand-up comedy show for the 60 competitors of the Antarctic Ice Marathon. I say stand-up comedy, I could barely stand up. For about a year afterwards, I had dodgy knees. I couldn't really walk downstairs. If I went on a flight, at least one of my knees would blow up. I've just started running again, but it's like rooting. Like if you don't run, and then you try and run, it's over real quick, and you're like, I can't move. Darling, what is rooting? It's like having sex. And I stood up in front of them, and I started the gig like I start any gig. I start by chatting to the people in the front row. Sitting in the front row, Sri Lanka. And he was sitting there, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, Sri Lanka. And people clapped, right? And it's a very lovely guy, warm, very funny guy. And I decided it was okay to poke a bit of gentle fun. And I said, Sri Lanka, ladies and gentlemen, set out today to become the first Sri Lankan man to ever run a marathon on all 7 continents. Once again, everybody clapped. I said, of course, that was his aim at the start of the day. But it took him so long to finish, by the time he did, another 5 Sri Lankans had set off, circumnavigated the globe and beat him to it. Everybody laughed. To his credit, he laughed as well, right? He even came up to me after the show and he goes, oh, Tommy, oh, God, that was very funny. Very funny. I said, oh, thanks, man. He goes, yeah, very funny, very funny. Oh, God, that stuff you said about me, that was very funny. I said, oh, thanks, man. He goes, yeah, very funny, very funny. But, Tommy, let's not forget why you're here. I said, sorry? He goes, I may have, walked for parts out there, but just remember, you could barely survive a fucking running bath in my country. That's true. That is true. But at least my fucking bath was running. I thought it would fix everything, ladies and gentlemen. I thought simply running in a cold place for an extended period of time would make all my vices go away. Just running laps in a cold, isolated place would make my vices go away. Obviously, that's not true. I got home and my vices came flooding back. But for the first time in my life, I have started to work on them. For the first time in my life, that process is hurting. But by my mantra, that means for the first time in my life, I think the healing process has started to begin. I spoke to my mate recently who I did the run with. I said, hey, I think that was a great thing to do. I think having a long-term goal, that was fantastic. I reckon we should do another one. He goes, so funny you mentioned that. I've actually been looking things up. Feb 23rd next year, the Rottnest Island swim. From the mainland of Australia to Rottnest Island. He goes, I know you can't swim, but I reckon it'd be great. And because I was still a bit pissed, I said, fuck yeah. And I backed it up with how far could it possibly be? Turns out it's 20K and takes about 7 hours, but I plan on being the first man ever to do the Rottnest Island swim wearing nothing but pedos. A lot of people ask me already, they're like, Tommy, you training? I said, training? Fuck no, I'm not training. I'm saving. So I can buy the Rottnest Island swim 50 metres, then get out, smoke durries, watch the rest of the dumb fucks swim the whole way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Take care, please. I'm here raising money for Spinal Cord Injuries Australia, so hopefully one day people that suffer a spinal cord injury have a cure for it and it's no longer a life sentence. Phew!
Not yet.
You're the 100K, aren't you? Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 thumbs and it's absolutely fucked right now.